Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get into IT if you have zero experience or if you're new to the field and you want to progress in your career. I want to talk about all these different steps. I think I have 6 steps or 6 topics I would do if I was new to the field today. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Please like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And yeah, let's get into the video. I'm super stoked about this. I wrote down some things that I would do. I'll probably add as we go on because I'll probably just ramble. But yeah, these are what I would do today in 2022 to get into IT. Let's get into it. All right, guys. So here we're going to go through some tips on getting into IT in 2022. So if you guys are ready, let's jump into it. All right. So if you're ready for change or if you're new to the world of working, maybe you're at a high school and you never had a job and you're just ready to get into the computer world or the IT world or whatever you want to call it, technology, right? So maybe you have no experience at all. Maybe you have a little bit of experience. Maybe you have a lot of experience, but you're just here to hang out, right? Thank you. But in all seriousness, if you guys are looking to join this industry, you know, don't worry, you're not the first, you're not going to be the last. And I want to walk through some tips on getting your foot in the door in the IT industry. Okay. And this is some things I just came up with tonight. I just figured I'd just put something quick together because I was getting questions on how to get in IT, how to get into IT if I have no experience, how to transition to cybersecurity or to system engineering from help desk. So if you just follow this path, if you're coming from being a pizza man or coming from a plumber or electrician or a different trade, an AC guy, and you're just trying to get into the world of IT, it's possible. I know quite a few friends that have done it and you can do it too. So come join us. This industry is booming. It's a beautiful industry, lovely people, and just a great community of people. So the tip number one is apply your past experience to the IT industry. What does this mean? So, for an example, if you're looking to start, doing a help desk position, a sysadmin position, network admin, IT support, etc., you're probably going to start with an entry level IT support, maybe help desk, and things like communication, customer service, understanding Microsoft Office 365, or just Office in general, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, maybe even Outlook, etc. This will give you a huge advantage and boost on your resume, right? If you have if these skills, you could throw this on your resume, and you have just that upper hand against someone that doesn't have that has zero, that doesn't even want to touch it at home. That he just looking for that way in just by a handout. So the second thing, I would do, like if I was doing this today, is earn IT certifications. I'm big on certifications because I feel as though they reinforce for what you learn. For an example, I have quite a few certifications. Like when I started, I got the A plus, the MCSC from Microsoft, the Network Plus, Security Plus, Server Plus, Linux Plus, whatever other pluses, right? So my deal was, if I'm going to learn VMware, if we're going to go install a ESXi host with vCenter and connecting this up to a, you know, you know, like a Dell storage or something with fiber channel, like I want to learn the concepts of vCenter and all the like the distributed switching, all the bells and whistles that come with VMware. I don't want to go on a VMware tangent. So what I did, I went out and I studied for the VCA and the VCP, VMware Certified Professional for data center virtualization. And I did that certification because I was working with VMware at that time, right? So transitioning to, for example, cybersecurity, I went to do the is certified ethical hacker, which people can frown upon, but it was my, I believe, no, my Security Plus was my first security cert, but I did that earlier in my career just to get the basic fundamentals. I wasn't working in cyber or working security at that time. But, the OSCP wasn't out yet. PMPT wasn't out. The, EJPT. No, Certified Ethical Hacker was the only one to get for a ethical hacker or red teamer or a pen tester or whatever you want to call it, right? So getting certified may be the fastest way to break into the IT field, right? Like I said on here, like while a degree can take 1 to 4 years, a certification can be studied and earned within a couple weeks, maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it takes, but it's not going to take 4 years to get a certification. And if you're studying for something like the CCIE from Cisco, maybe that'll take you a year and a half because it's a very hard exam. But it's not going to take you 4 years unless you are lazy, of course. It only takes as long as you want it to take, right? So there's some differences between getting a degree and some certifications. In my opinion, I'm going to speak on that in a second. So if you go ahead and get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, maybe you need this to become a director of IT or a CISO or an IT manager. Maybe they want a bachelor's degree. But to be an engineer or to be a administrator, to be a cybersecurity person, there's not a there's not a big need for a college degree. You can get certifications and that'll do it. So, like I said here, like a degree isn't necessary to be entering the IT industry, IT world. You don't need that 4-year degree to get your first job. Okay, and I just listed some certifications there: A plus, Network plus, Security plus, ITIL, and there's many more. Right. So the third thing I put on here is polish relevant IT skills. So what do I mean by that is you need to learn some operating systems, right? Like Microsoft Windows, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows Server, if you want to become like a server admin or even help desk, you have to understand what Active Directory is. Maybe you have to add someone to a group in Active Directory. Maybe you have to create a new share on a file server and you have to add the HR group to that new share, you know? So understanding those functions in Windows Server, and you can go ahead and check out my Windows Server 2019 playlist to learn some more about that if you're interested. So also learn about Linux, you know, have some fundamental knowledge of Linux. And same thing with Mac OS. If you can get your hand on a Mac, awesome. If you can't, you're in my wheelhouse because I don't have a Mac. That's why I used VMware and I used like Hackintosh. I just used Mac, a rigged up copy, a rigged up one. Like I just got it working just to get some exposure to it because they're too expensive for my pocket. Right. So the second bullet here is security. Right. So having a fundamental understanding of computers and of computer and internet security can be useful in the IT world and as a IT professional. And this can include, concepts like encryption and firewalls, maybe endpoint protection, like EDR, antivirus, understanding, basic stuff. You don't have to be no cybersecurity ninja to get into the IT industry. I'm just putting some stuff here that, like I said, this is like what I wish I knew or what I would have gone down the road of knowing or getting to know learning this today, right? So the third bullet here is networks. So understanding how networks work, what is TCP/IP, understanding what ping, understanding what NS lookup, basic network commands, will definitely come a long way. So knowing the essentials of networking issues, for an example, if you can't get on the internet at home, right? And you're able to, for example, ping 8.8.8.8, which is Google's DNS, and you rebooted your router, rebooted your modem, etc., and it's still not working. Having that troubleshooting skill to see if you can get that back online is cool, right? So things like that. So, like I said here, like network access and IP services. Maybe you want to install a network printer so you can print from your phone, or maybe you want to do a network printer so your parents can print to the printer in your office, and you want to look cool, right? That'll definitely give you the upper hand in your job search, because that's what I call labbing it up, right? Lab it up at home. But we'll get into home labs and stuff like that in a minute. And the fourth bullet here is communication, right? I think communicating with others is super, super key. You're going to have to know this if you want to be a part of the IT world, because most of the time, IT professionals are expected to help out each other, and you have to be a part of a team in an organization. And maybe they're talking about technical problems, maybe they're just talking about new implementations, new projects, and having that communication skill to convey what you think and what you can bring to the table is definitely key. So keep that in mind, folks. All right. So number four here is build your experience. So what I think about this, build my experience if I was to do this today. So what I can do is do personal projects. Everyone talks about building a home lab. You know, if you want to understand Windows operating systems, you can do that for free, right? If you have a decent computer with 8 to 16 gigs of RAM, you can install something called VirtualBox, or you can install VMware Workstation or VMware Player. That's also known as a hypervisor, right? And you can install VMs, which is also known as virtual machines, aka VMs, right? And when I say play with your home router, what I mean by that, because when I put that on, I'm like, what do I mean by play with with your home router? So what I was thinking about is, say for an example, you have a camera at home, you know, and you need a forward port to access that through the internet, and you need to, or if you want to be cool and you can show your friends, you can use remote desktop from their house to your house, and you can open up 3389 in your router and do what's called like a one-to-one NAT. And obviously, if you have a static IP, if not, then you have to use what's called dynamic DNS. So if your public IP changes, right, from your ISP, you can still reach that. For an example, if you have my friend at myfriend.myfriend.com. So myfriend.myfriend.com is a DNS name, and my IP address is 1.2.3.4. And tomorrow it changed to 4.5.6.7. But myfriend.myfriend.com is not going to change. So whatever that dynamic IP address is from my ISP, it doesn't really matter because I can still get to it, right? So that's what I mean by learn firewall features. If you have a couple bucks, you can also get a real firewall, right? You can get something that you can do, advanced features, maybe antivirus, maybe you can do URL filtering so you can block your parents from going to Netflix. Or if you have like a little person, a little child like I do, and she likes to play on YouTube all day, just block YouTube. When they're around, just block YouTube, and they'll be your best friend. But they're like mommy or daddy or whatever. I can't get to YouTube, and then you're like, I don't know what's going on. You're on YouTube too much, so maybe YouTube shut you down. But I'm just kidding. And the second bullet here is internships, right? So this may not, require previous experience. Obviously, if you're trying to get into an internship, I don't think they're going to expect you to have any knowledge, right? Why would you want to work for free when if you had knowledge and you had experience, you wouldn't want to go work for free, right? At least I wouldn't. So this can be a good opportunity to get your skills, build your skills up in a professional setting. When I say professional setting, meaning maybe you want to go to a local hospital, or they have Active Directory, like I was saying. Maybe they have a couple applications that run on their servers or whatever, and you just want to learn how to mess around with that. Or maybe you can just, if your field of interest is cybersecurity, maybe you want to learn about, Okta. Maybe you want to learn about Extra Hop. You want to learn about EDR, CrowdStrike, 365 Defender, like Sentinel, different kinds of tools, maybe Kali Linux or whatever. If you want to go on the offensive side or the defensive side or whatever you want to do, you can learn about that and learn it from, senior people that can teach you and mentor you, right? And the last one I have here is freelancing. So I put freelancing in there is because that's what I did when I started IT, right? I also worked, but I also freelance, meaning what I did back in the old days, I actually went down to, I believe it was Office Depot or Office Max, I don't remember. I I put together a Word document with a whole bunch of letters. I do computer repair. I remove viruses. I can reinstall Windows. I can install Office. I just had a whole bunch of bullets of things I can do. Set up your home router. Set up your printer. Uh, whatever the case may be. Right. Replace your hard drive. Install memory. Whatever. And I just say, okay, I'm going to do this for $25 or whatever, $50, you know? And you can take these flyers, and this is what I did. I took these flyers and actually put them on doors in my neighborhood. So if you, I don't know if that's going to work today, but give it a go and put a comment in below and say, yes, I printed out some flyers and I put them on people's door and I got five calls, right? Whatever. If you print 50, and you do that for what, $5? I don't even know. 5 cents a page. I don't even know how much it is now. But print them out, and if you spend $5, $10 on some printouts, go stick them on some doors, put them in some cars or whatever. If 2 people, 3 people call you and you get $50 each, that's $150. You know, doesn't hurt. So you can, this is what I said. Like freelancing can be a good way to get small projects. Before you get in that full time gig, maybe you know you don't have the experience to get that full time gig yet, but you just want to help people out in the neighborhood. At least that's what I did. All right. So the fifth thing here is networking, and this is super critical, right? So I just started networking, to be quite honest, about 4 years ago, right? I never used to use like LinkedIn. I had a LinkedIn, I think, for a couple of years, but I never really was active on it. Lately, obviously, I'm active, and this is probably going to be on LinkedIn. So you guys are probably going to see this on LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever I'm going to be posting this. So, and now, I got to meet with people on my channel. I got to do interviews with people. I got to be on other people's channels, and just to broaden the horizon, right? Like learn about other people and just have that opportunity to introduce yourself and give yourself that opportunity to learn about others and have others learn about you, right? So this will definitely help with the hiring process, right? So maybe make a video, which sometimes it takes me a while. It took me a while to do these videos, but you can do a little intro video, like a video for a resume. Hey, my name is so and so. I'm interested in cybersecurity. I have my Security Plus, my CEH, my OSCP. I'm looking to become a pen tester. That's my ultimate goal. But I would love to be a junior or just shadow different pen test engagements, and I'll do it for free. And you go that on LinkedIn, tag a few, big names out there, and maybe you can get something cooking. You know what I mean? You never know. It's always worth a shot. What's the worst that's going to happen? Someone says no, you move on with life, right? So this can definitely help you with the hiring process as well. Your network can include old coworkers. Maybe you have someone that you worked with in the past, and shot them a friend request on LinkedIn and said, "Hey, hey Joe, you remember me? I worked with you at Dunkin' Donuts 10 years ago, and I'm in the cybersecurity space, and I see that you're working at Company A as a cybersecurity engineer. Can we link up sometime? Can we catch up or whatever?" Maybe friends of friends, maybe family. This is how I got into it, right? A family friend told me I was working as an electrician with my uncle. If someone, if any of you guys know my story, I have a unique story, but I'm not going to get into that now. But yeah, like a family friend told me, like, Pat, you should get into IT. It's a good field. And I was working as an electrician with my uncle. And I was getting sick and tired of, you know, falling off a ladder. I have stories for days. Digging trenches, going home with blisters, dirt in my feet, hot because I live in South Florida. It was it was not fun, you know? So that person got me into IT, and I thank him every day. And if you ever watch this, Jay, thank you again. I really appreciate it. But Like, so this is what I said, like, just reach out to people through LinkedIn. There's other social media platforms, but LinkedIn, I think, will be your best bet. And if you have any other platforms, throw them in the comments. Let other people know and share the wealth. And this is the last one. So this one is going to be look for an entry level job. So this can differ. Like if you are in brand new out of Dunkin' Donuts and you're trying to get into IT, maybe you're going to get into a help desk position. Maybe if you're in a help desk now, you want to get into a sysadmin, so on and so forth. So I want to go ahead and read you a couple titles for some entry level positions that I put on here that you can do your job search for, right? An IT associate, help desk, IT assistant, computer support, system admin, network admin, cybersecurity, and SOC 1 analyst, right? These are all different kinds of jobs that you can search for on LinkedIn, on Indeed, on Dice, on Monster, Career Builder. Did I say LinkedIn? All these different, you can just Google best IT uh, job sites or best job sites for IT. Google's your best friend, right? You just Google IT associate jobs and you'll probably get a whole bunch of hits. So that's pretty much a couple steps what I would do in 2022 to get a job in IT if you're brand new or if you have a little but no a little experience. And hopefully this was informative for you folks, right? If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to assist. And you can join my Discord and hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, however you want to reach me. I'll be more than happy to help with whatever I can. So please remember, please like, subscribe, share if you like it. Hopefully you do. And yeah, until next time, have a good day. Thank you.